This is so good. I love this.
All kidding aside, it happened very fast to all of us, my mother and my father and all of us. That, everything happened overnight, and so we had to adjust to a lot of things very quickly.
What's up, y'all? It's Pluto. Welcome back to Classic Reactions, where we get into classic hits that I've never heard before. Yes, this is Classic Reaction Interview Edition. You guys, not only do I love to get into classic hits, but one thing about me, I love to know the people behind the music. I think that's so important. So, not only do we get into music, but we get into a little of everything: interviews, music, movies. You guys, whatever you can name, we pretty much will get into. So if you have any cool ideas, drop them below. You guys, I read the comments. So I really love nothing more than when you guys share cool ideas and cool things for us to watch along together. With that being said, please don't hesitate to share your opinions on what we should watch next. Either way, this is the legendary Elvis Presley doing an interview in the iconic Madison Square Garden?
Introducing Mr. Vernon Presley, Elvis Presley's father. Mr. Presley has a friend coming out.
First of all, I plead innocent of all charges.
Wow, Vernon Presley, Elvis's dad. So I'm guessing Elvis and his dad had a fairly close relationship, especially for him to have him with him during an important interview. Let me know below.
All right. Thank you, dear. Love you too. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, his skin is amazing.
Will you gentlemen get down in front a little bit? Get your pictures later, please.
I think it was a matter of not getting the building, the proper building. We had to wait our turn in order to get the building. Yeah. Couldn't get a good building in 15 years. No, all kidding aside, we had to wait our turn to get into the garden,
So you guys let me know, was Elvis on tour? Was he performing at Madison Square Garden? What was this interview attached to? It sounds like he was doing some type of show at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, I like it.
Why do you think you've outlasted every other entertainer from the 50s and, for that matter, the 60s as well?
I take vitamin E. I don't know. I was only kidding.
I love that he has a sense of humor.
Embarrassed myself, man. I don't know, dear. I enjoy the business. I like what I'm doing.
On the press corps that you really are a shy, humble, wonderful human being. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I don't know what makes them think that. This gold belt and
Mr. Presley? Mr. Presley?
No, that's it.
Mr. Presley, while you're up, don't change that position for a minute. I'm reminded of the Ed Sullivan shows where they wouldn't shoot
So am
that
I.
low.
That's why I'm sitting down.
Are you satisfied with the image?
He was very charismatic, and even his speaking voice was just compelling. You want to hear what Elvis had to say.
I can find the right kind of... No, I stopped using that greasy kid stuff, too. Just like everybody else did, man. Yeah.
You criticize so much for your long hair and your razor being so modest now.
Man, I was tame compared to what they do now. Are you kidding? I didn't do anything. We just jiggle, Oh, I don't know. I really can't criticize anybody. In the entertainment field, I think there's room for everybody, and I hate to criticize another performer.
Wow, I love that. So respectful to his peers and not judging them on whatever their art was, although he was judged by so many.
Well, the image is one thing, and a human being is another, you know. So
How close does it come? How close does the image come to the man?
it's very hard to live up to an image. I'll put it that way. Yeah. It's according to what you're talking about. I don't know. No, I don't know. I'd like to think so. I beg your pardon, sir? Well, I found that in the audiences that we have, it's mixed. It's older people, younger people, and the very young, and all types of people, you know, which is good. Hunt. No, I just made a movie of the last tour that I did. It's the first live concert that we ever filmed, so that's my next project that's coming out.
Miss, can we?
I just missed it. I missed the closeness of an audience, of a live audience. So just as soon as I got out of the movie contracts, I started to do live performances again.
Will you be doing more and more now?
I think so. Because I'm sorry, there's so many places that I haven't been yet. Like I've never played New York here, you know. I've never been to Britain either, you know. I'd like it to, yes, sir. I'd like.
Wow, he was such a huge artist. It's hard to believe that he had never performed in New York, which is obviously one of the biggest places in America. And also, he had never been to London. That's insane. Wow.
Thank you very much. I like to go to Europe. I'd like to go to Japan and all those places. I've never been out of this country except in the service, you know.
Oh, Mr. Presley, on the subject of this service, what is your opinion of war protesters, and would you today refuse to be drafted?
Elvis was in the army too? Yo, this man did it all.
Honey, I just seem to keep my own personal views about that to myself because I'm just an entertainer and I'd rather not say.
Do you think other entertainers should keep their views to themselves too?
No, I can't even say that.
Wow, he is so well spoken. He knew what to say and when to say it. Very intelligent young man. I like it.
I beg your pardon? I might. Yeah, I might. Yeah. It's recording. Yeah.
What do you got? What time do you got? What time do you got? One more question.
You were allowed to what, dear? I don't know. That's a good question. Why is that, Colonel? She said, why could they film the concert in Boston and they couldn't film it here?
What? What did he say?
So there you go. Yes. Yes.
Elvis, when said to wander interviews or biography yet?
I just don't feel that it's time yet. You know, maybe I will someday, but not right now.
Elvis, your return to New York heralds the return of big name entertainment.
Who's talking? The camera? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see. What'd you say?
Do you think that your return signals the start of the return of other big name entertainment?
I don't know. I didn't know they ever stopped. Did they? No, they. I'm talking under the table, okay?
I love how he was so personable. Even though he was a mega superstar, he really just still seemed so relatable and just like a homie that you can talk to. And I like that he was so humble in that way.
Have any other aspirations in politics or anything of that nature? No. Oh, yeah, I'd like to do something,
I'm going to ask.
Got away from the hard rock and roll that you did 15 years ago.
okay.
Why is it that you got away from doing the hard rock? You really don't do that hard rock anymore, like the hard rock.
It's very difficult to find that type of song. It's hard to find good material nowadays, you know, for everybody, for all of us, you
You're
know.
one of the forerunners of rock and roll. You don't record hard rock anymore. Why?
It's very difficult to find any good hard rock songs. Really. If I could find them, I would do them, you know.
Mr. Presley, who do you find sexy? Who are the people you think are sexy?
Aware of it, really. I really can't sit them down. No, I can't do that. I just shouldn't save it for the show.
Mr. Presley, what do you think of women's?
Thank you.
What do you think of women's liberation?
Well, you know, watch it is right. No, on social comments like that, I just tend not to make a comment.
Some of you people that had all these pictures, would you be nice to step aside and let these others take a few pictures? Please, step aside, please. Let's all back up. Give me all the chance, please. Come on up with your camera. All here. Come on, let's
You're getting the head.
Come on, step aside.
I want the
The belt is
Come on, bring your cameras over here.
the belt is an
Would you
award
give
from
the
the.
other fellas a chance. Come on through here.
As soon as the colonel gets through talking,
Come
I'll
on
tell
through
you.
here.
The belt is an award.
Talk to your father. We talk to your father.
Will I talk to my father?
Can we
have
ask
to.
him a question?
He
Can
handles
we
all
ask
my
him?
personal affairs.
Can we ask him a question?
Interesting. Elvis said his father handles all of his personal affairs. So was his father his manager? And how did that go? Because you guys know mixing family and business, that's really not the best decision in my opinion, but hopefully it worked out for Elvis and his dad Vernon. Y'all let me know below. How did that work out for them in business?
So, can we ask your father a question?
Oh, sure.
The other Mr. Presley. At what point did you realize that your son was more than your son and now a very, very famous person?
Well, it's kind of hard to say. You know, it happened so fast, it's hard to keep up with it, you know. It just boom, overnight, and there it was. So I'd say maybe probably 1956, the first television show.
Do you have any regrets that
I tried to
he's
tell
become
him
that big?
sooner, but he wouldn't listen.
I love that. See, this is why I love getting into interviews because of the small nuances like that. And so that is so cool to understand the dynamic of their relationship as father and son. And when he realized that his son was going to be Elvis Presley, imagine your kid being Elvis Presley. Come on now. That is so cool.
No, I have no regrets of it. In fact, I have enjoyed it, really.
What an honor to hear your parents say that about your career and everything you've worked hard to make them proud of. This is so good. I love this.
All kidding aside, it happened very fast to all of us, my mother and my father and all of us. That, you know, everything happened overnight, and so we had to adjust to a lot of things very quickly. You know. A lot of good things.
Presley Senior, after Elvis got famous, do you think he changed in any way at all? Or was there
No, not really. I can't tell that he changed it.
Elvis,
I sweat more. Yes.
Elvis, do you find it harder to put more to himself?
I can't. There's a lot of them. I can't think of any right offhand.
I like to live up to my reputation of being a nice guy. This is it, folks.
beautiful, baby?
I've got to go back to rehearsal, folks. Thank you very much.
such a good interview. Not only did we learn more about Elvis, but we got to hear from his dad, which was super cool. I think this interview was very insightful. What I took away from this interview is really just the dynamic of Elvis in his career. I can tell that he did not let the fame, the money, none of it go to his head. He remained grounded and a good person, as much as I'm sure he could be, with all the fame and money and everything he had going on. But just his personality really shined through in this interview